Good morning. This is Jason from IAMB, and I want to welcome you to this morning's webinar. Today, we will be focusing on IMS, Independent Market Solutions, and a particular partner, key partner of ours in the IMS platform, and that is Cowbell. Joining me from Cowbell is Dan Law, National Account Manager. We will conduct this. I will provide approximately 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minute overview of the IMS system, and then turn it over to Dan to introduce Cowbell and describe the very exciting things that they're doing in the cyber insurance marketplace. Just an administrative item, all participants are on mute. If you have questions, we welcome them at any time. Please use the chat feature on this webinar to submit those questions. We will be monitoring those chat questions throughout the webinar and address as many as we can. Please also know that any questions that we don't have time to get to, we will address offline. We will capture all questions and provide answers to those post-webinar if needed. So with that, let's begin. And I wanted to provide you a little bit of a background on IMS, Independent Market Solutions, and why IAMB is providing this service to our members. Recently, we surveyed our membership, as we often do, and ask them, what are your concerns as an independent agent? What's the main thing that keeps you up at night as an independent agent? And by far, the number one need that came from those survey results was the need for IAMB membership was carrier representation and advocacy. Our members have indicated that carrier pressures continue even more so. Despite the size of an agency, carriers are looking for premium volume requirements from all agencies. And we're learning that a lot of our members are becoming stretched with the number of carrier appointments they have, sometimes beyond what they ever intended with the appointments with carriers. And they're looking to clean that up a little bit. The result of those survey results, the result of what we heard from our members is IMS, Independent Market Solutions, a new offering from IMB and one that we think addresses the concern that has been raised by our members. What is IMS? First of all, IMS is a national market access point for independent agents. So this goes beyond IAMB in our 3 states of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. As you can see, there are additional states that are included in some large states when you look at Texas, California, Florida, and others. And what this allows for is more of a national outreach when it comes to market access. IAMB, along with our partner states, are invested in IMS. We are working with carriers on a national basis, and we are providing access to those carriers. When you look at the number of agency members in these states, it provides clout for IMS. We are bringing a significant number of independent agents to these carriers, agents that they either 1, may not have considered, or 2, may not have appointed. But in the aggregate, in the ability for these states to bring these members to the carriers, it's a win-win for both the carriers to expand their reach, but 2, for our members to have access to additional markets that they might not otherwise. Please keep in mind that we are looking to grow this footprint, and we hope in the near future to not only have additional states, but to have majority of states, which we feel increases the success rate of IMS. Some key bullet points to remember with regard to IMS. IMS is an IAMB exclusive member-only benefit. You have access to Independent Market Solutions as a member of IAMB. This is not open to all independent agents, but instead only those that are members of IAMB. So it is the key is it does not involve appointments with the carriers. Instead, you submit application to IMS through St. James, who is the program administrator, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then that allows you to be approved by the carriers within IMS and allows you to quote and bind policies, but without the appointment and without some of the pressures that come with appointments, which were the concerns that we heard from our members. So that is a key point. Related to that, most carriers, in fact, all carriers have low to no volume requirements within IMS. You'll want to look at each of the carrier menus to determine what exactly they're looking for, but we think you'll be pleased that in most cases, no volume requirements. if there are volume requirements, they are low compared to what you would see as an appointed agent with a carrier. And again, that was important for our members, is the ability to write and access markets without some of the pressures that you would receive as an appointed agent. Extremely competitive commission rates. In most cases, the commission rates are the same as a retail street agent. You will see that the commission rates are competitive and exactly what you would see as an appointed agent with the carrier. That was important for our members and important as IMB negotiates with these carriers. So you will be getting very good commission despite the fact that you are not a directly appointed agent with the carrier. Also important, no fees for participating. We are aware that other type arrangements in the aggregator or cluster group arrangements involve fees in order to participate. There are no fees to participate in the IMS program. As long as you are a good standing member of IMB, you have access to this with no additional fees. You are getting the commission through the carrier as you normally would with no fees. So that is a very good benefit to you. And finally, I referenced the aggregator and cluster groups out there. We are aware that some of those do have restrictive contract terms, meaning you don't own the business. There are extreme requirements for terminating or escaping from such arrangements. That is not the case with IMS. There are no restrictive contract terms that you often see in market access programs otherwise. That is not the case with IMS. The process that I talked about in order to become involved with IMS, to be a participant within this program, it is very simple, very quick, and very easy. It's a two-step process. The first is there is a 4-page application through IMS. With that application, you will need proof of E&O, copy of the individual license, and copy of the agency license. Complete the application along with providing those 3 pieces of information, and the application is complete. And then you will need to execute sub-producer agreement, which allows you to write through IMB and IMS with the carriers. The nice part about these 2 pieces is complete this process once, and then you have the ability to write with any or all carriers in the IMS footprint, which I'll show you in a second. So complete this process, check off those specific carriers that you want, and you will have access. Often it is quick approval by the carriers. I can speak to Cowbell, extremely quick in their approval and allowing you to begin to quote and bind within their process. There are some carriers that take a little bit more time to research you as the agent and go through the application, but really no more than 30 days for certain carriers. But again, majority of carriers within the IMS process will take this 2-step application process, review it, and rather quickly set you up to begin writing, quoting, binding insurance. So for those of you that may already be a participant within IMS, and after you learn about Cowbell, you are interested, and I think you very much will be interested in Cowbell after you see how slick of a process they have, you simply email IMS and let them know I am a participant within IMS and I would like to add Cowbell to my repertoire. So we'll provide you the contact information to do that, but very easy process to get up and running with an IMS. Our current footprint of carriers within IMS, first, who we are highlighting today, Cowbell Cyber. I think you will be as excited as we are with how technology forward Cowbell Cyber is, how they make it extremely easy for you to find potential cyber risk that you can write, and then how quickly you can quote and bind those. Dan is going to walk us through that. Very similar to Cowbell in their technology forward approach is V3 Insurance. V3 is focused on the workers' comp marketplace, but they use the same technology that Cowbell does in the ability to online quickly research, quote, and bind workers' comp insurance. So if you have not looked at V3 yet, please do so. Attune is focused on BOP policies, and they're very good at that, also technology forward. So those 3, I would ask you to look at and find how easy you can use those technologies, especially in today's environment with COVID, the ability to online provide access to your clients and get that business in place. I think you'll find those 3 to be very attractive. We have our standard carriers with Progressive, Travelers, and MetLife. And then we do have a couple niche markets for now, one in the hospitality area and the second in personal jewelry insurance. So some niches. Key point when we highlight these carriers, this is the start of our menu within IMS. These are key partners that we are happy to have on board as we start this process and this endeavor. But we are constantly looking to expand our markets. We are looking for feedback from you. If you're looking for either a specific risk that you're looking to have access to or a specific carrier, please let us know. We will reach out to those carriers and tell them about IMS and hope to recruit them into the process. Carriers are very attracted to this system and the ability to get outreach to the members in the state association. So again, please help us form the IMS menu, but we are very excited with the initial partners we have upon launch. Finally, should you have any additional questions, first, to access, please go to imsaccess.com. There is a state-specific drop-down. It will give you the carrier menus that I referenced, so you can see for each of those carriers that I just covered, you'll see specifically what markets they are looking to write in. You'll see their specific commission level, and you'll see what, if any, requirements they may have upon you, and I think you'll be pleased with that. So please take a look at imsaccess.com. Should you have any questions at all, either after this webinar or as you explore IMS, Tim Wonder, our Vice President of Membership at IAMB, is managing the IMS product for our members. You have his contact information there. If at any time you have questions, please reach out to Tim and he will be happy to answer those questions. So we're excited, early stages of IMS, but we've had great feedback from members, one, on launching this, but we've already had members writing within this platform, and they're very excited with the ease of doing this and the ability for them to expand their marketplace. So if you haven't, please take a look at imsaccess.com and begin writing business through there. So with that, I'm going to transition over to Dan. And Dan is going to specifically go through Cowbell and the exciting pieces that IMB was really impressed with, and I think you guys will be as well. Dan, please take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jason. Appreciate everybody's time today. As Jason mentioned, we are attempting to approve any agency that comes to us through IMS within the same day for Cowbell Cyber. So we can get you, when the paperwork comes across, within a couple of hours, have a platform built for your agency, and you can be in there and quoting. It's an important relationship for us. We see the quality of agents that are members of IAMB and coming to us. So we're very excited about the relationship and trying to get people into the platform and quoting and binding business as soon as possible. So we've got quite a big slide deck, but I'm only going to go through really one slide for the purposes of today. And then I'm going to take some time and walk you through the platform as it exists to show you the process a bit. Where that's kind of where the rubber meets the road and where you'll see how easy we've made it and how comprehensive the product is. So we are currently, Cowbell Cyber is an MGA. Every product that we sell through the platform currently is an admitted product, which is a differentiator for us between us and the competition out there selling cyber. So everything is admitted. We have 2 different papers that we write on, backed by prominent reinsurers. We are currently in 25 states. You'll see Delaware is not listed here currently. That will come on board with us in the very near term. It could be as soon as Monday. Because we're admitted, we're running through all the different state departments of insurance to get approval on the paper that we're using, the underwriting guidelines and all of those things. COVID has delayed that a little bit, but we do expect to have Delaware on here pretty shortly. So admitted A-rated carriers. We can handle accounts up to 250 million in revenue. We do write a lot of micro small business accounts under $1 million in revenue, but we can take it very far upstream to 250 million. Listed some recent wins there, very heavy in the contractor, the manufacturing space, a lot of transportation businesses, professional offices. So attorneys, CPAs, dentists, those sorts of things, medical offices are all a good fit for us. For our product suite, we are winning a lot for first-time cyber buyers, those people that have not purchased a product before. Because of the ease of use, we've basically eliminated the application process for folks. So you're able to present them a quote. that otherwise, if you had to put a 5-page application in front of them, they may never complete it. They don't know the answers to those questions. So first-time cyber buyers, or those folks that might have cyber on a BOP endorsement, but it's not a robust product. It doesn't cover social engineering. It doesn't address PCI compliance issues and things of that nature. So what's important to note, with the way we underwrite, I said we basically eliminated the application process, and I'll show that to you. We don't necessarily have a paper application. We intend to make an instant underwriting decision on business that comes to us through our platform. And we do that by underwriting the business from a technological standpoint. So we understand that cyber exposure is a technology risk. So we are underwriting based on the technology profile of a given business and what we can find out there in the world. We have some 5.75 million accounts already in our platform that we are actively tracking their cyber risk factors on a daily basis. We term those Cowbell factors. And what it is basically 400 outside-in data points. Can be a little bit difficult to understand, but we're doing things like pinging a firewall. We are scraping the dark web. We are looking at Glassdoor reviews on a particular business to figure out how happy their employee population is. All of these 400 outside-in data points we equate to our Cowbell factors, and that is really the meat of our underwriting. If somebody doesn't have a solid cyber risk presence, it can be a reason for declining the business. We want to see people, we compare them against their industry peers, and we want to see them outperforming that. So what we're not doing cannabis, we're not doing online gaming, we're not doing cryptocurrency, social networking platforms. Pretty standard stuff there. For up to 100 million in revenue, we really won't do a business that has claims, but we can look at it on our second paper. So don't be afraid of submitting something that has had a claim, especially in Pennsylvania, where we've got access to make some referral basis on those things. So with that, I will take you into the platform. Every agency that we bring on board gets a unique URL. So your own website, your own platform for accessing Cowbell Cyber. And this is what it would look like if you were to log in. It would have your agency name and logo up here at the top. This is a staging environment for us, so this is all fake data in here. But we attempt to provide you a nice dashboard view of your book of business with Cowbell. Gross written premium by industry, by geography, so you can see where you're hitting, where you're writing business, which industries they're in, and what geographical basis that is. We can break this down a little bit more granular for some zip codes and things. We break down your business in terms of coverage limits. We can offer limits within our platform from $50,000 up to 15 million for coverage. In most cases, up to 5 million. We can go up to 15 in certain circumstances. So how you navigate through things, we've tried to make it as simple as possible. We built this from the ground up. Dashboard is here. Inbox is where all your quotes live. When you've quoted something, it comes into your inbox. Accounts is accounts. We'll walk through this. And then we've got policies, claims, and manage. You can add users. You get your commissions out of here. Everything's paid on a monthly basis. We direct bill all of the policies. So as simple as it is to write business, we are in the accounts screen. We have this button here for a new account. We're going to select, let's say, Pennsylvania. And let's say we've got a piece of business that we're trying to write, and it is a pizza shop. You start typing in pizza. All of the businesses that pull in this drop-down menu are being actively tracked by Cowbell Cyber in real time for their cyber exposure. Every business that's showing up here. If it's not in that list, you simply hit search. We have 11,750 businesses in the state of Pennsylvania with pizza in their name or their domain that are ready to be brought into our platform. An instant decision on quoting. So let's say here we want to do Pizza Joe's in Newcastle, PA. This is the business that we're looking for. We're going to hit add account. It will bring it into our platform here. You'll see this. We've built out a profile. This yellow bar here means that we have made an underwriting decision on this business, a go, no go for quoting right at this point in time. The status for this one here is open, meaning it's ready to be quoted. You'll see here a green bar, that's an active policy that's in place. You'll see this one here is yellow, but we're declining it, and it'll tell you why. The state of Mississippi is not supported as of now. We could have this bar be red, and that would be indicative of we don't have enough information to make a quoting decision, and it'll tell you why. It'll tell you the piece of information that's missing. So what information are we pulling on this business? We are saying that Pizza Joe's has this NAICS code. So this actually doesn't look like a pizza parlor. This looks like a lesser of interesting. We're pulling up an NAICS code. We're assigning revenue to the business, number of employees, and the year the business was established. We're pulling a domain, a DUNS number. A lot of this information comes from records like Dun & Bradstreet, things like that. We're scraping that data compared against other records that we can find out in the world and building a profile on the business. We've got the business address all built here. We do have these security questions that we are answering on your behalf for the business. So based on the information that we are finding out in the world, we have determined these folks have not had a claim. It's a tough data point for us, but it's one that we attempt to find. So we're not finding any public records of a lawsuit or other public records of a cyber claim having taken place for this business. Does the policyholder agree to be the security contact? They should. We're going to need a name. Do they provide training? If they don't, are they willing to provide training? That should always be a yes. We are pulling information on this business to determine they're using some level of encryption out in the world. We're also pulling information that they're using cloud data storage services for this business. So what are we getting here? These are the Cowbell factors. These are those 400 outside-in data points on any business that we are pulling into the platform and assigning to one of these 7 factors that then roll up into a company aggregate. So it's not shocking to me at all that this business is tracking right on the industry aggregate. So this industry aggregate comes to us via like NAICS code and like revenue. So if somebody has the same NAICS code, but 130 million in revenue, obviously their profile is different. That industry aggregate might be different than this one is. It's not surprising that we're rolling all these numbers up into the company aggregate, equating to the industry aggregate, because we just pulled this business in here. You'll see while we're in here messing around, this can actually change as we return results from the security scanning and the pinging that we're doing. So what do we want to see? This is on a scale of 1 to 100. A 57 doesn't mean that they're doing terrible. It can mean that they have a lot of hack-worthy data out there. Insurance agencies, for one, the industry aggregate tends to live right around 43. What we like to see is the company outperforming their industry peers. So think of it like an experience modification or something like that, except with us, the higher the score is, the better. But it's a comparison against the industry peers. What we don't want to see is a significant deviation to the lower part of the spectrum for somebody here. So we pull in this information. You hit this quote button. You have full capability to edit any of this information. So if you were to say, no, I know this has changed, there's 65 people, let's go ahead and save that. You can change the NAICS code if you know better and it's something different. Organizational contact, we don't need that data right now in order to quote. The security assessment, you can adjust any of these. We know that they don't use cloud data storage. You can change that. Once you're here, you verified the data, you click attest, request quote, and you're right in here in the quoting screen. Anything that comes out of here is a bindable quote for you. We can quote up to 60 days out. Let's say this is a December 1st account. For this account, because of how their size, we're offering limits from $50,000 to $5 million. Let's say we want to offer them a $500,000 limit. All of these coverages, and I think we do a pretty good job, you hover over them, they explains what they are. We're including all of these that are grayed out in every policy. The rest of these, you can add social engineering, answer 3 industry standard social engineering questions. We'll do a limit there up to $250,000 for most classes. You can do bricking, telecom, post-breach remediation. This is betterment coverage. You can add those things in. This is the premium. We're doing full prior acts. You can adjust the waiting period here. Great, that option looks good. That's everything that we want to add for these folks. Let's move it over into our stack. So we're going to present a $725 price for these folks. We also want to offer $1 million coverage. Select $1 million. It makes the adjustments here. Move that one over. These are bindable, ready to go quotes out of the system. You can do up to 5 options here. So you have a business that doesn't have cyber currently, they're a small business. Let's offer them a $100,000 limit. It's $225, at least to get them something in place. Once you hit request quotes, it takes you into your inbox. The quotes are here. Sorry, it just needs to update. The 3 quotes, the 3 premiums, the limits. These are bindable, ready to go. You can download the proposal. The proposal will have your company logo on it right here. It'll have your agency name on it, the name insured and the firmographic data that we're basing the quote off of, and then it goes over the limits of coverage. We discussed the Cowbell factors for this particular business, so this is all dynamic and will change for every business that you quote. And then we do a nice sort of layman's terms understanding of what the coverage that they're getting. And this is also dynamic. So if you didn't select social engineering for the business, it'll show up here as grayed out. So you download this, you can email it off to the policyholder along with your, say, renewal for their workers' compensation or their package policy, or let's say it's a prospect of yours. You can pull them into the system that easily and get a quote out of it and provide that to them and say, look, we've got some concerns on your Cowbell factors here. We think you need some cyber insurance. Let's go ahead and place a policy for you. So if you've got somebody that's ready to bind the policy, we try to make it, we're reducing friction throughout the process. Let's say they said, great, let's go ahead. We want that $725 quote, the $500,000 limit. You can, right from here, request to bind. This is when you're going to pull in, you're going to enter in the contact information. You enter in the contact, you hit request to bind. Request to bind successfully sent. Let me go to my dummy email account here. The insured gets an email like this. Again, has your agency logo on it. Thank you for selecting your agency and Cowbell Cyber for your cyber insurance coverage. Your policy documents are now ready. Click here to activate your policy. The insured clicks in here. They create their own account. I'm in Pizza Joe's. This is me. I click sign. We go through a very quick e-sign process. We're collecting information that the insured is verifying. Yes, this is all correct. I attest to that. So we're not just banking on the agent's attestation of things. Let me adjust the size of this here. We are collecting we're collecting an e-signature to the attestation. Consent for electronic delivery of documents. TRIA, which we're including. Finalize. They can download the app, click finish and pay. This is us generating the policy here in real time. So there's no delay. It takes about 10 or 15 seconds. The policy documents are generated. They are provided to you and the insured. You're notified through this whole process of what they've done via email. And then we're collecting payment right in here. So direct bill, they can pay by check, credit card, or wire transfer. We do have an installment plan. It's a premium finance agreement through a premium finance company that we use. So it's not, it's not just an installment billing. There is an APR associated with it. You'd see that in here, but we're trying to collect these direct payments. The policy is then available in real time. They can get a certificate. They can download the policy documents. You can do the same on your agency view. And again, you're copied on the emails. Your invoice is generated, Pizza Joe's is signed, the policy's ready, all of those good things. And that's pretty much it for me.
Great. Thank you, Dan. Hopefully everybody saw how truly easy that is, and technology forward, just completely impressive from our standpoint. And I think members have to see it the same as well. Dan, a couple questions did come in, if you don't mind covering those. And as we cover those, please, for any participant, please submit via chat questions that we can hopefully cover now. And you also have the contact information at IMB to submit any questions. But first question, Dan, specific with regard to coverage, do you cover Bitcoin ransom? Very specific one there.
Yeah, so most ransoms these days are paid via Bitcoin. Nobody's taking suitcases full of cash or anything like that. So yes, that's all facilitated through the panel that we have for, like everybody else out there in the cyberspace, we have a TPA involved in the claim process, somebody that's quarterbacking it. They bring in the forensic experts. So yes, it will handle the payment of the ransom via whatever means it needs to be paid.
Great, excellent. Another question, agent says, we like to cross-sell our existing policyholders with cyber as a way to get additional coverage. Is there an easy way to cross-sell an existing book of business as opposed to going one-off like you've shown?
Absolutely. So we can actually bulk upload your list of clients into our platform. It comes via an Excel spreadsheet. We need very few data points, but something you can kick out of your agency management system. We can bulk upload it into our platform, and you can have all the accounts pre-built in there and ready to just one click, pull down a quote, download a proposal, and send it out the door. So it's definitely something that folks take advantage of.
Yeah, that's nice. We're always urging our members to look for those cross-sell opportunities as a way to bring in additional revenue, and the ease of that should be very attractive. So you must have done a good job, because that's the two questions that have come in. So you covered a lot in a short amount of time. So we appreciate that. Again, I hope you guys are as impressed with Cowbell as we are. And please avail yourselves of them through the IMS platform. Dan, thank you so much for your time. For those of you that have participated, thank you as well. Again, any questions that you may have, please submit them through IAMB. We will assist you through this process, but please take a look at it. We think this is a very valuable benefit for our members, one that has been asked for. Hopefully we delivered. Please let us know how you would like to expand that marketplace, but please know you can begin writing, and as Dan just showed you, this afternoon, you can start writing some cyber policies if you wish. So please get in there and do it. Thank you for your time today. Have a wonderful holiday season, and we will be talking to you again about our other products. So again, Dan, thanks for your time. Members, thank you, and we will be talking soon. Bye.